Hello and welcome to Maverick Mastery, episode 21. In this series, we look at questions from different areas in VARC of the CAT section. This week, we are looking at questions of now. There will be 5 questions that I go through and 5 questions that I will give you as practice. Let's look through it. It's notable that the adoption of different and related technologies several hundred years earlier, the alphabet in use from the 600s didn't have this disorienting effect on English. Then this disorienting effect. The Latin alphabet had spread throughout Europe with the diffusion of Christianity from the 4th century onwards. A few European vernacular languages had some sort of rudimentary writing system prior to this, but for the most part, they had no written form. For the first few hundred years of English using the Latin alphabet, its spelling was pretty consistent and phonetic. The answer to the weirdness of English has to do with the timing of technology. Okay. When you look at this is the line that is talking of weirdness of English. Whereas statement 1 is talking about a timeline, and statement 2 is also talking about a timeline. So 1 and 2 make a pair. Neither of them can be odd one out. Now, a few prior to this, a few rudimentary vernacular languages had some sort of rudimentary writing system prior to this, but for the most part, they had no written form. Prior to this is again in line with the timing system. So 1, 2, 3 would be a pair. In what order, I don't know, but 1, 2, 3 would be a pair related to each other. And again, for the first few hundred years of English using the Latin alphabet. And the Latin alphabet is also mentioned in 2. So 4 is also perhaps a part of this. And therefore, the odd one out for this question has to be 5. Next question. For his new printing press, Englishman Caxton got typesetters back with him from the continent. And some didn't even speak English at all. That well. Okay. They set type working from manuscripts that already had quite a bit of variation, and the overriding priority was getting them set quickly. Okay. We have typesetters mentioned here. We have set type and set quickly and everything. So 1 and 2 are linked. Neither of them can be the odd one out. Movable type was a wonderful invention. Once the type had been set, you could print off as many copies as you wanted. See, the first statement is talking of typesetters, and some didn't even speak English all that well. These typesetters are people, but here movable type was a wonderful invention. This is talking of a machine. This is talking of people. This is talking of a machine. Okay. By setting the letters or pieces of type into lines and then pages to the intense specialized behavior. Again, this is reference to people. And you had to spend years learning the trade. This is again in reference to people. So 1, 2, 4, 5, we are talking of people who are engaging in the act of typesetting, whereas 3 is talking of a machine. Therefore, 3 has to be the odd one out. 1, 2, 4, 5. The precise order of it, I don't know, but 3 would be the odd one out. 1, 2, 4, 5 would be linked together in some order. Next. In a brilliant epilogue, a 4th section that served as a satyr play to civilization's trilogy of Europe remade, Benet stages an imaginary dialogue between El Greco and Montaigne. Fourth section that serves as a satyr play. Satyr, I don't know the precise meaning of the word satyr. I just know Percy Jackson, where he had a satyr with him who was half goat. Okay. El Greco represents Christian zeal at its most lethal. El Greco is mentioned here. El Greco is mentioned here. While the Essays propounds a proto-enlightenment cultural relativity that seeks to learn from non-European cultures and does not presume to interpret divine providence. Now, in civilizations, Binet broadens his scope to recreate the murderous and prejudiced early modern period as a crucible of social democracy and religious and racial tolerance, thus to remake the world more to his own progressive taste. This is also talking of civilizations, a written work. This is also talking of civilizations, written work. If only the Western world had followed the latter path as early as the 16th century, Binet seems to be saying the course of modernity might have been radically altered for the period. Okay. In the seventh function of language, Binet ascribes the 1981 triumph of Mitterrand to a cabal of post-structuralist magicians, perhaps as a credit to the lackluster presidency of Holland. Okay, very straightforward then. Let's see here. These four are talking of civilizations, European civilizations, non-European civilizations, El Greco, Montaigne. But this sentence here is talking of an individual political victory of Mitterrand over the presidency of Holland. Therefore, the odd one out here has to be 5 again. Next one. Foragers at time overgrazed a grassland which increased erosion massively and turned it to dust. Their use of resources is by necessity flexible, balanced, resilient, and demanding of forethought, intention, and a sophisticated and intimate knowledge of a broad range of environments, ecosystem dependencies, and animal behaviors. They strategically shape the land to benefit themselves, but they strive to remain within its sustainable limits. Foragers, it must be stressed, generally know what they are doing. Now see statement 4 and statement 1. Statement 4 and statement 1 are diametrically opposite each other. 4 is stating foragers knew what they were doing, and 1 says foragers' actions led to negative outcomes. 2 is positive, 3 is positive, 4 is positive, and 1 is negative. About foragers' activities, 4 is positive. The they here, the there here is in reference to foragers. 3 statements here are positive, 1 is negative. Let's see the fifth one. Foragers know that if they overtax their lands without investing in compensatory and regenerative practices, the land will ultimately bring forth less of everything to support them. Again, this is also positive because this tells us that the foragers knew the limits to which they could stretch the resource available to them. So 2, 3, 4, 5 are very positive in their outlook or approach or analysis of foragers. 1 is very negative. 1 should be the odd one out here. And the last question for me. Sure, that's on Djokovic's mind as he enters the Olympic tournament starting Saturday. Novak Djokovic knows how close he is. It's not just to creating history and becoming the first man to achieve a golden slam by winning all 4 major tournaments and an Olympic singles gold in the same year, but it's the bigger end product that would be the result of such an achievement. Okay. See, 2, 3, 5 make an excellent pair. 2, 3, 5 make an excellent pair. And now I'm left with 1 and 4. One is the better pairing here. See, read it in this order 1, 2, 3, 5. Read it in this order. Sure, that's in Djokovic's mind as he ended. No. 2, 3, 1, 5 is the better pair. Read it in this order. Novak knows how close he is. And in fact, this has to be in the beginning. This is the full name. After this, his surname has been used. 2, 3, 1, 5. It's Novak Djokovic knows how close he is. It's not just to creating history and becoming the first man to achieve a golden slam by winning all the 4 major tennis tournaments and an Olympic singles gold medal in the same year. Sure, that's on Djokovic's mind as he enters the Olympic tournament starting Saturday. But it's the bigger end product that would be the result of such an achievement that is weighing most heavily on him, surpassing Roger Federer and Rafael Nadal to be considered the greatest tennis player ever. Now, fourth statement, by winning Wimbledon this month, Djokovic matched Federer and Nadal with his 20th Grand Slam title having opened the year by capturing the Australian and French Opens. There's also mentioning Djokovic, there's also mentioning tennis tournament, but the stream of thought, as in linking it to Olympics and him becoming the greatest player ever, that idea is not being referenced. And therefore, the odd one out here has to be 4. And those are all the questions that I had to solve for you. Now, the next 5 questions I will just show you. And you are expected to spend some time on it and practice, and then put your answers in the comment. At this time, I'll also highlight it later. Okay, next question now. Okay, this is an excellent time. People, these videos are going out every week, and I don't know how many of us are actually practicing, writing stuff down in these videos. So I'll just put it this way. If you are listening to this message, comment down below in the video. 1, 2, 3, 4. The numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. That is an indication. I know how many people are actually watching the videos, or if anyone is watching the video. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If I see it in the comment, then great. Next video and the subsequent videos would come. If not, perhaps we can take a break and I can focus on other things which are more beneficial. Next question. 2, 3, 4, 5. Next question. 2, 3, 4, 5. And last question. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The answers to these questions will be presented in the description box below. Hopefully you practiced, hopefully you learned something. That will be all for this week's Fabric video.